Following the gazetting of the National Sports Act in 2023, all sports in the country fell under a new legal regime under which they are to operate. Under Section 12, subsection 1A of the National Sports Act, Cap 151 and Regulation 7, subsection 1A of the National Sports Registration 2025, 45 associations beat the June 20th deadline to apply for certificates of registration of national sports federations or national sports associations.
As we saw in the Gazette, 45 associations stroke federations have applied, and there's a gazetting process that has to take place, and there's 30 days for us as a general public to give our comments, complaints, etc. regarding the registration status.
The federations have to meet certain requirements under the sports law, especially with governance and corporate structure set up.
Constitution properly defining electoral processes, a constitution properly defining the corporate structure of that organization, the financial structure of that organization. There was a requirement that there should be a certificate of incorporation, but what happened, I think NCS is flexible on that one because one, I think they are alive to the fact that very few federation associations were registered in the first place, but also secondly because many of them were registered as trusts, so they kind of waived that requirement and allowed whoever can show that they have documents in place.
For the next 30 days, the National Council of Sports will carry out a nationwide verification process to see if the applicants are at least in 50% of the districts in the country for federations and 75% for associations.
75% requirement, and there has been another communication by National Council of Sport that they intend to carry out a proper verification exercise at district level. So they actually wrote to the RDCs and COWs that we are coming on ground to find out if these guys have actually been on ground, if there are any sports activities regarding them, among others. So that, of course, in this 30-day period, I believe NCS should be able to conduct and verify that.
Under the current Sports Act, only one federation is required to govern a sport. This creates a point of contention in a sport like boxing that has had two entities run it: the Uganda Boxing Federation for amateur boxing and the Uganda Professional Boxing Commission for the paid ranks.
I argue that this act is futuristic, and as Uganda stands right now, it may be difficult for us to say whether or not it will work, but maybe it could be a blessing in this case to allow many of these federations get their houses in order for them to be able to professionalize and eventually take the sport further.
The Sports Act is sure to change how sports federations run their business, a far cry from the National Sports Act of 1964, which was mainly looking at an amateur setting. With image rights and the commercialization of sports, the long-term results of the Act will be seen in the first few years of its existence. Felix Manyindo, NTV Sport.